Hello and welcome back, or if this is your first time here, my name is Siobhan. I am happy to have you. And today we are going to look at this very reflective palette. So this is the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. I just got it today. And it didn't come with a plastic insert, which is a little strange. It's also much more orangey in person than what it looked online. Particularly like the shade Ridge right here looked very mustardy. It looks much more like a tan orange in person. So today we're just gonna get into this. I got this in the mail and I decided to check my email before I started recording, and that was a mistake because I saw that Jenna Marbles had posted, and I freaking love Jenna Marbles, and it was just like the saddest video. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it and then come back because I'm about to talk about it. And I'm probably not going to talk about it too much, but I am going to spoil what the video is about if you haven't heard yet. So Jenna Marbles posted a video saying that she is not going to be doing any videos on her channel for the foreseeable future, which is so disheartening. And especially since the reason that she's not going to do it is because she's so concerned about how she might be hurting other people with her channel, which is just more proof that she's the kind of creator that we need, because she's thinking about how she's affecting other people. But while she didn't say that she was necessarily being pressured by people, she did mention that she has had people tell her that she has hurt them, and it's videos that she posted from just like so long ago that she became very self-aware about and had apologized or taken stuff down, and the stuff that was still up, it wasn't the kind of thing that other creators have done that has hurt people. But anyway, so I just used the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Eden. I'm just gonna kind of say this little piece and then I'm gonna get into the makeup because I want this to be about the palette. I almost didn't film this today because I watched that video and then I was so sad and I just didn't even want to film. I just was sad. So it's been a couple of hours, feeling a little bit better. I'm hoping that she's still going to be doing the podcast with Julian and that she will make appearances on his videos, and that maybe she will urge other creators to think about how they do stupid things sometimes. All right, so this palette. So I say this every time I do swatches. My swatches are terrible. Like, it's not my talent. But I'm gonna try. So I will start here in this corner. I will go across and then go down and go across and down and across. This shade, Deep Dive, I'm actually really curious about. True Copper. Suntan, which I did right over the top of True Copper. Suntan. Suntan. Sundown. Deep Dive. So this shade is definitely just a very, very, very deep brown, which is awesome. Rhodium, Magma, High Degree, Alloy. Alloy is a really pretty duochrome. This is Ridge, which is the one that looked mustard yellow online and is definitely not. True Bronze, Gloaming, and Palladium. And then the last three, this is Bliss, ooh, which is a really pretty duochrome, Silk, and Beach. The most duochrome is definitely Bliss, but there are a few duochromes in there. Very, very pretty. The formula feels really nice. This feels like the same formula that was in the Love palette. I'm tempted to use Bliss, but I feel like Bliss is the shade that everybody's gonna go for in their videos, and I want to do something different that you're not gonna see everywhere else. I'm gonna start out with Magma, and I'm just gonna start on the outer corner and go just above the crease. I frequently try to mention this in my videos. If you have hooded eyes and you're using a crease color, you want to go just like keep your eyes open and go just above the crease so that when you open your eyes, that color doesn't disappear into the fold. This brush, by the way, is a Sigma Airbrush Blender F63. Sigma's had a lot of really good sales on their brushes lately, so if you are in the market for new brushes, I would check out Sigma's website. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I don't have any sort of code. If you don't know, when you use someone's code, they do usually get like a really small commission from that, so that's why a lot of creators have codes and push them. But again, I don't have a code. I'm getting nothing from it. I just really like Sigma brushes. There also have been some prototype brushes on the Refer site recently, and when they do a prototype, the brushes are 50% off, and then they just ask that you use them and give them feedback. And they'll send it to you, and then like a month after they send it, they send you an email asking for feedback on the brush. So this is not quite as red as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, like, it is definitely like brown leaning red. I just thought it was going to have a little more of like a brick red color to it. But it is nicely pigmented and blending out very well. You could easily just do something like this and then just put like Beach on your lid and some mascara and be done with a very simple look. And if you used something a little bit lighter like Suntan, it would be a little less of a contrast. So usually when I'm doing a review or like using a palette for the first time, I like to use as many colors as I can. This time, I'm just trying to do something that is different from like every other Instagram photo, because what I've realized is that when a new palette comes out, generally, unless you're like really into a specific person that you like to watch, so you're interested in their video, if what you're interested in is the palette, generally you're gonna watch multiple videos, and if everybody's just trying to use as many shades as possible, it makes it difficult to find actual looks until you're a week or two in, when people are posting things like 1 palette, 3 looks types of things. I'm gonna use this little Refer 13 and go into Deep Dive, which is that dark, dark brown, almost leaning black. I'm gonna take just a little bit on my brush and just tap that into the outer V. Sorry if there was a weird skip there. One of the pets is getting into something and I'm not sure which one, so I just, you know, yelled all of their names so that I would get the attention of each one of them. It's in the room next to me, so I'm guessing it's the dog. Winston, I'm back. It was the cat. He's being a jerk. So my neighbors are having a get together again, 10 o'clock at night, and they are being incredibly loud. I would be surprised if you can't hear them this time. They are being so flipping loud. I can't deal with this. All right, this is just some random concealer brush. So I'm going to use a little bit of rhodium, if this will pick that up. And sort of. So I just want to put a little bit of that just to kind of work my way in a little bit until I'm about halfway. Not quite halfway, about a third of the way in. And then I'm going to use this rougher 01 and I'm going to go into high degree and just lay that across the rest of my lid. I'm going to use my finger here in the middle just to get that a little bit shinier. And then I'm going to go back to my Sigma and I'm going to use this back in rhodium and see, this is the Sigma E25, and see if I can just blend that. I'm sorry, it is so distracting trying to focus on this when there are people being so loud outside. Like, I just am not somebody who does well with very noisy neighbors. It was one of the things that made me really want to move back into this neighborhood, because I'd lived in this house previously with my friend who owns it, and then when she moved away, I really wanted to move back in instead of her selling the house. And it's been really pretty quiet the entire time I've lived here, which has been several years now, and like until these most recent neighbors moved in. And they moved in last year, but they moved in like towards the end of the summer, so I didn't know that it was gonna be so bad once it warmed up. And just in general, it's kind of started to get more loud and obnoxious as younger people move in. It was a lot of like very old people that lived around here, and I am somebody who can really thrive living in like a grandma area. I don't party myself. Like, I very rarely have get-togethers, and I really am not interested in hearing other people's loud music or being loud late at night. Even though I'm frequently up late, obviously I'm doing my makeup at 10 o'clock. I just think that it's really disrespectful to not consider the fact that, like, they're on the other side of my house. They should not be loud enough for me to hear them, ever. And my house isn't like thin walls. The house is loud enough that when my boyfriend is in the living room on the same side of the house as me watching television, I can't hear the television in this room and he can't hear me. He sleeps in the bedroom on the other side of this hallway all the time while I'm filming and he can't hear me. So I'm gonna stop ranting about my neighbors now. It's just right now it's honestly keeping me from putting in a sound complaint with the police force when I know that they have more important things to do than come and tell my neighbors to be quiet. And I have to live next to them, so I really don't want to go tell them to be quiet myself because I've asked them before and it hasn't done any good. So that's that. I'm done being grumpy. All right, I'm gonna put on, so this is all I'm gonna do for the top lid is just those shades. I am very pleased with how this came out and how easy this was to work with. And now I need to do the rest of my makeup. My breakout from my mask is clearing up because I haven't been anywhere outside of my house in a few days. Literally, like, I went out and checked the mail, and that's been like my big trip outside of the house. Not leaving the house allows me to not wear a mask, which allows my face to clear up and also lets me know 100% that it's from the mask. I did get just like a little trial size of the Tatcha Silk Canvas Liquid. I have used the regular silk canvas and I've been curious about the liquid one. So I think I used 100 Sephora points to get this. Smells exactly like the other silk canvas. And I am going to remember to do my concealer first. This is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay, color correcting in Lavender. Super yellow under here right now, so I really need this. I have, that's backwards, the It Confidence in a Compact in Fair. And this is normally too dark for me, but it is a great summer shade. This is the Luxie 532 Round Top Blender. So the one thing that I will say about this foundation, so it's like a serum foundation, but it does not set down at all, even when you powder it. Funny makeup story. I was actually wearing this foundation, which did not help, but I did my makeup the other day, totally not thinking about the fact that I was going to have to go to the grocery store and that I had like a couple of like necessary errands to run. Also, you have to cover your mouth and your nose. I see so many people with their mask down below their nose. Stop it. If you are close to somebody that you feel comfortable saying something to and you see that, like, I don't want people going out and being like, you know, the mask police. That's not. If you see other people wearing masks like that out in public, just make sure that you are keeping your distance from them, because the mask isn't helping you be protected from them really at all. Anyway, so I was wearing my mask properly all the way to the top, and I took it off, and I had been wearing like reddish lipstick, and the lipstick was like all the way around my lips. Like, I looked like Miranda Sings. And then there was this very distinct line on my foundation. It did remind me to wash my face immediately and wash my mask as soon as I took it off. So there's that. But otherwise, if I had taken, because I leave my mask on while I'm driving, just because I'm hoping that other people will see me wearing a mask, and if they aren't somebody who would normally wear a mask, maybe it will help like encourage them to feel like that's the normal thing to do now and feel like they should wear one too. Had I taken my mask off, like when I left the grocery or something and driven around like that, I would have literally looked like I was a 3-year-old who had done my makeup. It would have been both hilarious and Slightly embarrassing. I'm not the most easily embarrassed person, so it would have been fine, but I'm glad. So I'm still loving this Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade in 378 Ash Brown. And then this is the brush that I used a couple of videos ago that I thought was gonna be like way too big and not work. It's just a Cala, like a large angled brush that ended up just being really nice and really fast for doing my brows. For a second I was thinking maybe today was like the day that would have been Pride, and that's why people were like doing whatever, you know, trying to look for a reason for them. But no, that wouldn't have been today because it's Friday. No, today's Thursday. It's not even the frickin' weekend. They have no excuse, none, to be out there having a frickin' party every night. Also, I've been doing my makeup for a while now, so it's probably getting closer to 11 and they are still being really loud. I am so sorry that this video has just turned into me bitching about my neighbors. Oh, I should check and see if the girl who does my eyebrows is back to working at Ulta. I feel like I did those very, like, differently shaped than I normally do. I also feel like for them to be straight, I need to like tilt my head. I think I tilted my head the entire time I was doing them, so I guess that makes sense. But it's like I did one so that it's higher than the other. Whatever. It's good enough. That's how I usually am about my brows. I just need them to be good enough. I don't need to be perfect. For liner on my upper lid, I'm just going to use a like flat brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk eyeliner brush. This is Deep Dive, the dark brown. I'm just going to push it up against my lash line. Okay, let's get the lashes curled. And because I am trying to use up one tube of mascara before opening another tube, I'm going to use the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. No, I'm not. I almost did it. I'm going to finish my face first and put on setting spray, and then I'll put on my mascara at the end, like I should. Yeah, this is just a cheap Wet n Wild brush. I'm gonna go into Magma. For my waterline, I'm gonna use Perpetual Fire number 710 from Makeup Forever, and this is their artist color pencils. So these are the pencils that can be used for eyeliner or lip liner or whatever you want. Okay, I did that and then I decided I don't really like that, so we're gonna see if I can go over it. This is Melt Cosmetics in Bloodshot. Okay, so this side has just Bloodshot and this side has Bloodshot and Perpetual Fire. Alright, my battery died and this battery is also low. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup and let a battery charge and come back and show you the finished look. Okay, so before the battery dies, let's see if I can get through this. For the lipstick, I used Too Faced Melted Matte in Gingerbread Girl. I did add a little bit of an inner corner highlight from this using the shade Silk. For my contour, I used the Sculpt and Glow, and then by Natasha Denona. For my blush, I used the Bloom highlight brush, and then didn't put on any extra highlight with it. And then the Bad Gal Bang mascara, and the Cover FX Dewy Finish setting spray. So this is that. I didn't end up putting on any powder because powder I don't feel like makes much of a difference with this foundation except for making it look cakey. Like I don't feel like it really sets it down anyway. So I don't see any good reason to wear it. Yeah, that's this look. This will maybe, I was gonna say probably, but I shouldn't say probably. This will maybe be the last video with the blonde hair before it gets colored. I'm pretty sure I've decided on my color palette. So if you have any guesses, let me know down below what you think I'm gonna do with it next. My final thoughts on the palette: it gets fingerprints really easy. No, this formula is definitely the same formula that was in the Love palette, and I loved that palette. This is not the same formula that is in some of the older palettes. Like it's definitely not the same formula that was in like the Lila palette or the Tropic palette. That's the one. The Tropic palette was not a great formula. This is definitely not that formula. I feel like when she started doing the smaller palettes, her formula switched up, where there was something that changed in her formula, and it's just better than it used to be. Probably my favorite formula is this. It's the formula, it almost is like a cream to powder formula, and it is a really, really nice formula. So yes, would I repurchase this palette? 100%. Very happy that I decided to pick it up. I picked it up basically because people were interested in it and I wanted to be able to do a review on it. But I'm really happy to be adding this to my collection, especially like that dark brown is such a needed shade, especially for somebody like me who likes to do deeper looks. I hate not having a deep enough brown to deepen up my looks. So very happy about that. Looking forward to getting into some of the lighter shades and seeing whether or not I maybe can come up with something that's a little more yellow. So that is what you would see next from this palette. That's going to be at least a few videos away because I have some other stuff coming up. Also, there is a giveaway going on right now. So that is in my last video, the Colored Rain video. So make sure that you check that out if you haven't yet. You have until July 3rd to enter. Otherwise, I'm super happy to have you here. If you haven't yet, make sure that you subscribe and leave a comment letting me know what you would like to see me do. And I am hoping that you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Also, my neighbors quieted down. So just let's hope that that stays a thing, because that makes me much happier. All right, bye.